And we're back with some more New York Rangers franchise mode in FHM 11. And in this one, we have the playoffs of year number 12. And we're looking to follow up our Stanley Cup victory from last year and be back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. And our first obstacle is the 44, 31, and 7 New York Islanders. So let's get right to it. All right, here we go. Game 1 against the New York Islanders in round number 1. That'll be a 2-1 victory for your New York Rangers. Shots are 45-17 in favor of the Rangers. 3 stars of the game: Francis, Tomek, and Willander. First period, Sieg Larson with the goal. Gets the scoring started from Willander and Kyla to make it 1-0. Second period, no scoring. Third period, you have Prudhomme on the power play from Ryabkin and Venberg to make it 2-0. And then Tomek with the lone goal of the game for the Islanders makes it 2-1. And we take a 1-0 lead in the series. Here we go. Game number 2 will be a 5-4 Rangers victory. This time the shots are 47-34 in favor of the Islanders. 3 stars of the game: Ryabkin, Wright, and Kyla. First period, you have Gru scoring first for the Islanders to make it 1-0, 36 seconds in. But then you have Venberg with the goal on the power play from Nadeau and Ryabkin to make it 1-1. Shane Wright scores late in the period for the Islanders to make it 2-1, heading in the locker room. And then in the second period, you have Willander with the goal from Tomek to make it 2-2. And then Harshan Kyla, less than a minute later, from Villeneuve makes it 3-2. Heading into the third period, where you have Antonetka with the shorthanded goal for the Islanders to make it tied at 3. But that's Deruio, the waiver claim, on the power play from Dennis and Cataford to make it 4-3. But then you have Gru on the power play late in the period for the Islanders to make it tied at 4. And then in overtime, Ivan Ryabkin with the goal from Wickstrom and Prudhomme makes it a 2-0 series lead for us. All right, here we go. Game number 3 will be a 2-1 Islanders victory. Shots at 31-24 in favor of the Rangers. 3 stars of the game: Gru, Oddman, and Shires. First period, Oddman with the goal from Cole and Larson makes it 1-0. Then you have Shires with the power play goal for the Islanders to make it 1-1, heading in the second period where there's no scoring. And then the third, Antonenko with the goal makes it a 2-1 Islanders victory. All right, game number 4 will be a 7-4 Rangers victory. Shots are 46-25 in favor of the Rangers. 3 stars of the game: Ryabkin with the hat trick, Venberg, and Willander. First period, you have the Islanders with the first 2 goals of the game, actually, from Nevins and Dion to make it 2-0. But then Venberg with the first goal of the game for us from Nadeau and Thompson to make it 2-1. Second period, you have Ryabkin with a goal on the power play from Prudhomme and Venberg to make it 2-2. Willander from Dennis to make it 3-2. And then later on in the period, you have Peter Tomek with a goal for the Islanders to make it 3-3, heading into the third period where you have 4 Rangers goals. Ryabkin with the first from Willander and Wickstrom to make it 4-3. Then you have Prudhomme from Venberg and Cole to make it 5-3. Ryabkin from Kyla and Dennis makes it 6-3. Kieran Walton with a goal for the Islanders makes it 6-4. But then it's Matthew Cataford late in the period from Cole and Marinochkin to make it a 7-4 Rangers victory, and we're up 3-1 in the series. All right, here we go. Game number 5 going into it is an elimination game. We can move on to the second round with a victory here. And there's the first goal of the game for the Islanders. Peter Tomek with the goal makes it 1-0. 2-0. Shane Wright follows it up. And that'll be it for the first. We're heading in the locker room down by 2. All right, there's one late in the second period. Sieg Larson with our first goal of the game from Ryabkin and Dennis. And we're down by 1 heading in the third. Ooh, Shane Wright with another. Makes it 3-1. Oh man, Peter Tomek with another one. That makes it 4-1. Despite the fact that we are outshooting them by a wide margin, they get another one. Hugo Altorn makes it 5-1. The final score. Shots are 47-25 in favor of the New York Rangers, but they get the big victory. 3 stars of the game: Tomek, Francis, and Gru. All right, here we go. Game number 6. We still have the advantage here, but don't play around here. Come on, boys. Oh, man. Shane Wright with the first goal of the game for the Islanders early in the first period. There's another one. Antonenka. Come on, guys. Oh, man. We're messing this up big time right now. Noah Dobson with the goal. Makes it 3-0 heading into the second period. All right, there you go. Tom Willander with the goal from Dennis and Marinochkin makes it 3-1. Oh, there's 4-1. Hugo Altorn with another 5-1. Shane Wright. Jeez. These past 2 games have not been pretty for your New York Rangers. Falk Schneider with the goal makes it 6-1. And there's 7-1. Yegor Surin with the goal with 1 second left makes it the 7-1 Islanders victory. And we are headed to 7. Shots at 33-19 in favor of the Islanders. 3 stars of the game: McCarthy, Wright, and Breen. All right, this is it. Game number 7. Our title as the reigning Stanley Cup champions is on the line. Let's go. All right, nothing doing the first period. I'll take it. They're on the power play heading into the second, though. All right, there you go. Gabriel Wickstrom with the goal from Reed and Prudhomme makes it 1-0. There you go, 2-0. Wickstrom with another one from Nadeau and Thompson. And there's 3-0. Gabriel Wickstrom with the hat trick. Jeez. he picked a good time to show up here from Kyla, and Thompson makes it 3-0 before the end of the second period. So Wickstrom with a natural hat trick there as we head into the third, and now up by 4. Igor Marinochkin with the goal from Kyla, and Wickstrom, who continues his hot streak in this game. 5-0 Kyla from Kozlov and Marinochkin. And will that be it? 6-0 Tomek with the goal, his first of the playoffs from Vemberg and Dennis. And we explode here in this game number 7 for 7 goals as Prudhomme with the goal from Nadeau, and Thompson finishes it off. And we move on to the second round, thank goodness. Shots at 39 apiece, 3 stars game. Ruggiero with the shutout, Wickstrom and Kyla. And we'll be facing the 48, 25, and 9 Pittsburgh Penguins in the second round. So let's get right to it. Game number 1 against Pittsburgh will be a 5-2 Pittsburgh victory. Shots at 39-24 in favor of Pittsburgh. 3 stars game, Croxel, Ronti, and Klima. First period, you have Ronti with the goal on the power play for them to make it 1-0. And in the second period, where it's Croxel to make it 2-0. Then you have Nadeau on the power play for his first of the playoffs from Vemberg and Ryabkin. And in the third period, you have Ronti and Klima with the goals to make it 4-1. Sieg Larson with the goal late in the period from Ryabkin and Willander. But then it's Croxel into the empty net to make it a 5-2 Pittsburgh victory. All right, here we go. Game number 2 against Pittsburgh will be a 1-0 Rangers victory. Oh man. Shots are 33-21 in favor of the Rangers. 3 stars game, Oddman, Croxel, and DeRuio. First period, no scoring. Second period, no scoring. Third period, Thomas DeRuio with the lone goal of the game from Jack Dennis and Johan Oddman. And we are tied at 1 of the series. Here we go. Game number 3 will be a 4-0 Pittsburgh victory, so we get shut out this time. Shots are 41-24 in favor of Pittsburgh. 3 stars of the game, Kirch, Krog, and Apperson. First period, you have O'Brien with the goal to make it 1-0. Second period, Kirch with the goal makes it 2-0. Third period, you have Smith and Krog with the goals to make it a 4-0 Pittsburgh victory. Here we go, game number 4, come on. Big game right here. There you go. 2-1 victory for your New York Rangers. Shots are 28-27 in favor of Pittsburgh. 3 stars of the game, Oddman, Magnuson, and Villeneuve. First period, Pittsburgh gets the first goal, but that would be their only goal of the game from Routens to make it 1-0. But then it's DeRuio with our first goal of the game from Oddman and Villeneuve to make it 1-1. And then it's Jack Dennis late in the first period from Wickstrom and Cataford to make it a 2-1 victory. And obviously there's no scoring in the second or third. And with that, that is a 2-2 series tie. So we're heading into a crucial game number 5 here. And that will be a 4-0 victory in game number 5 for your New York Rangers. Shots are 32-31 in favor of Pittsburgh. 3 stars of the game, Ruggiero with the shutout, Reed and Tomek. First period, Tobias Tomek with the goal from Cataford, and Reed makes it 1-0. And in the second period, where there's no scoring. And then in the third period, you have Nadeau with the goal from Tomek, makes it 2-0. Sieg Larson on the power play from Cataford, and Reed makes it 3-0. And then Reed from Kyla and Ryabkin makes it the 4-0 victory. We're up 3-2 in the series. All right, here we go. Game number 6 going into it. It's an elimination game, and that is a goal right off the bat for Pittsburgh. Klima with the goal makes it 1-0. And there's our first of the game. Wickstrom with the goal from Marinochkin, and Kyla makes it 1-1. But that is a goal for Von Dreiska to make it 2-1 Pittsburgh. Halfway through the first period, there's a goal for Tomek from Villeneuve and Cole to make it 2-2. And there's 3-2 Tomek with the unassisted goal. And 4-2 before the end of the period, Matthew Cataford with the goal from Willander and Dennis. And we take a 2-goal lead heading in the locker room. There's 5-2 Bradley Nadeau from Tomek and Villeneuve. We're up by 3. Now up by 4. Marinochkin with the goal from Wickstrom and Willander. Jeez, there's 7-2. Ryabkin with the goal from Cataford and Larson. And we are only halfway through the second here. As there's a goal for Pittsburgh, with a goal for Kirch. Makes it 7-3. 8-3. Harshawn Kyla from Nadeau and Tomek. How far are we going here? And as we head into this third period, up by 5. And there's a goal for Harshawn Kyla from Willander and DeRuio. We are at 9-3 now. There's 4 for Pittsburgh. O'Brien with the goal. And there's 10. My goodness. Harshawn Kyla with his third of the game and the hat trick from Thompson and Larson. And there's 11. Nadeau with the goal from Cole and Villeneuve. And this is one heck of a game right here. That is, I would imagine that was a very entertaining game to be at, at least for the home fans for your New York Rangers. 11-4 victory in game number 6, and we are moving on to round number 3. Shots at 36-22 in favor of the Rangers. 3 stars of the game, Kyla with the hat trick, Tomek with 4 points, and Willander with 3 assists. Ooh, Oscar Venberg out 2 to 3 weeks. All right, that's not too bad, but that's a full playoff round at minimum. So we're going to definitely be missing him in the 3rd round. And it looks like Zach Dean is going to make his way in there. And we'll be facing the 42, 30, and 10 Montreal Canadiens in the 3rd round. All right, here we go. Round number 3, starting out against Montreal in game number 1. That will be a 3-1 Rangers victory. Shots are 34-31 in favor of your Rangers. 3 stars of the game: Larson, Petros, and Tomek. First period, you have Villeneuve with the goal from Ryabkin and Larson to make it 1-0. Second period, you have Cataford with the goal from Willander and Larson to make it 2-0. Third period, Tomek with a goal from Nadeau and Cole to make it 3-0. And then Petros with the lone goal of the game late in the period for Montreal to make it 3-1 to negate the shutout, but it was not enough. We take a 1-0 lead in the series. All right, game number 2 will be a 5-2 Montreal victory. Shots are 42-34 favor your Rangers. 3 stars of the game: Caulfield, Forsman, and Ozhiganov, the goaltender from Montreal. First period, you have Prudhomme with the goal, getting things started from Kozlov and Wickstrom to make it 1-0, but that is Goyev for Montreal to make it 1-1 heading the second period, where it's 3 consecutive Montreal goals from Wheeler, Caulfield, and Pastuyov to make it 4-1 heading into the third, where it's Oddman with the goal for us from Kyla and Willander to make it 4-2, but then it's Caulfield on the empty net to make it a 5-2 Montreal victory. Oh, okay, good news. Artamonov is back from his injury, so we are getting one of our top scorers back in the lineup. All right, here we go. Game number 3 underway. That'll be a 5-3 Rangers victory. Shots are 41-32 in favor of the Rangers. 3 stars of the game: Artamonov, there you go, Han, and Ryabkin. First period, you have Tim Tuzin with the goal for Montreal to make it 1-0, but then it's Artamonov scoring in his return to the lineup from Ryabkin and Dennis to make it 1-1. Rui Han with the goal for Montreal to make it 2-2, but then it's Cataford from Artamonov and Ryabkin to make it 2-2. And in the second period, where it's Prudhomme with the goal from Kyla and Thompson to make it 3-2. And as we head into the third period, you have Karmaris for the Canadiens to make it 3-3. But then it's Sieg Larson with back-to-back goals on the same shift. The first from Kozlov and Cole, the second from Marinochkin. And we take, I believe that is a 2-1 lead in the series. Yes, indeed. All right, here we go. Game number 4 will be a 2-1 Montreal victory. We are now tied at 2 in the series. Shots are 47-42 in favor of the Rangers. 3 stars of the game: Misa, Ruggiero, and Prudhomme. First period, Misa with the goal makes it 1-0 Montreal, heading into the second period where there's no scoring. Third period, Prudhomme with the goal from Marinochkin and Kyla makes it 1-1. And then in overtime, it was not decided in the first overtime. You need to go to the second overtime where Zachary Wheeler scores for Montreal to make it a 2-1 Montreal victory. So we could have had that, honestly. That is a game we definitely could have had, especially with the amount of shots we had. We had 47 shots, so it's certainly not for a lack of trying that we could not get that second goal, but I guess that's just how it went that game. And we are now tied at 2 in the series. All right, here we go. Pivotal game number 5 will be a 3-0 New York victory. Shots are 51-22 in favor of your Rangers. 3 stars of the game: Thompson, Villeneuve, and Dennis. First period, no scoring. Second period, Marinochkin gets it started from Villeneuve and Thompson to make it 1-0. Then you have Thompson from Nadeau and Prudhomme to make it 2-0. And in the third period, where it's Jack Dennis from Artamonov and Willander to make it a 3-0 victory. All right, here we go. Elimination game number 6 against the Montreal Canadiens. A victory here will punch our ticket to the finals for the 2nd consecutive year. Come on, boys. And there's a goal for Rui Han for Montreal to make it 1-0. Ooh, 2-0. Michael Misa with the back-to-back goals for Montreal. There's 3-0. Alexei Bernier. And that was not a good first period for your New York Rangers. Let's hope we can bounce back here in the second period. All right, we got one. It was late in the second period, but we got one. Jack Dennis with a goal from Prudhomme and Cataford. And we set ourselves up for a 2-goal comeback in the third period. Yep, there it is. Cataford with the goal from Prudhomme and Nadeau makes it 3-2. Come on, give me one more. Give me one more. Karamis with the goal from Montreal makes it 4-2. Come on, Rangers. Come on, boys. 5-2. Jamieson. And are we going to 7? Yes, indeed, we are. As a 5-2 victory for the Montreal Canadiens. Shots are 32 apiece. 3 stars a game: Misa, Karamis, and Jamieson. Okay, this is it. Game number 7. Stanley Cup Finals on the line. Ooh, 1-0 lead for Montreal off the bat. Elton Hermanson with the goal. All right, big second period here. There you go. Evgeny Kozlov with the goal from Marinochkin and Cole. We're on the board. And there's 2-1. Ivan Ryabkin from Cataford and Artamonov. And we have a 1-goal lead, but now Michael Misa gets the game tied at 2, Halfway through the second period, 3-2. Svante Forsman. Big third period. You know what you need to do. You've done it before. You can do it again. There you go. Bennett Cole with his first goal of the playoffs from Artamanov makes it 3-3. Come on. Come on. Oh, 4-3 Kerberos. And is that it? Yeah. Norman with the goal. And that's it. Shots at 34-28 in favor of Montreal. 3 stars of the game. Norman, Artamanov, and Misa. I mean, it was a good run, but still disappointing, especially following up her Stanley Cup victory last year. And it seems Braden Thompson is now out with an indefinite injury, so that might actually continue into next season. But that's assuming we were to re-sign him. He wants 3.2 right now. And with the way our financial situation is at the moment, that's not something we can afford. In fact, we can't afford to re-sign any of these players at the moment. So this upcoming offseason is going to be very interesting for sure. Let's take a look at the playoff stats. Ruggiero in 20 games played had a 9-10 save percentage. He did all right. I mean, he did his job. It was just that last game there that was a bit unfortunate. Then skater-wise, you have Ryabkin with 15 points, Kyla with 14, 12 for Prudhomme, McCatterford, Nadeau, Dennis, and Willander, 11 for Larson, 10 for Wickstrom and Marianochkin, 9 for Tomek and Cole, 8 for Thompson, 7 for Venberg and Villeneuve, 5 for Artamanov in 5 games played, then 4 for Deruio, Oddman, Reed, and Kozlov. So, I mean, you could make the argument that we would have gotten to the Stanley Cup Finals for a second year in a row if we had Viggo Bjork in the lineup, but unfortunately he got injured, and that's, that's a part of the game. Unfortunate, but that's just how it goes sometimes, So, yeah, like I said, this is going to be a very interesting offseason, as we know with our cap situation being the way it is. So let's advance here and see who wins the Stanley Cup. And the Stanley Cup champions for 2035-36 are the Montreal Canadiens. So it seems they were not going to be stopped this season. They last won in 1993, so their first Stanley Cup of the GM mode. They went through Tampa in a sweep, Buffalo, your New York Rangers, of course, in 7, and Winnipeg in 6. Okay, so another look at our upcoming UFAs. You have Larson, Thompson, Deruio, the other Larson, who's in the AHL, Reed, who's in the AHL, Ivanov, Ruggiero, Oddman, Dean. So Ruggiero, I think, does deserve a contract, but it's going to depend on what he wants. 2.9. As good as he was this year, that's a bit much. We can't be spending that much money on goaltending. Not right now. Not with the way this team is. I mean, I guess if we move somebody major, then we'd be able to afford him. But even then, I don't really feel like splitting $6 million between 2 goaltenders, both making roughly the same amount of money, is not exactly ideal. But then again, you can make the argument that Ruggiero's been solid for us over the past 3 years. 908 in his first year, 922 last year in 25 games played, 910 this year in 58 games played. So that's certainly something to think about. Oddman will leave qualified. Dean can get released. Ivanov can get released. Deruio, I don't think I'm going to re-sign. I just had him as a waiver claim. 5.8, no thank you. Reed, what do you want? 1.1 for 2 years. I mean, I guess it wouldn't hurt to auto-qualify you. Greg Larson, what does he want? 1.1. Auto-qualify him as well. Thompson, he wanted 3.2. He's currently making 1.8, I believe. Yep. I mean, he had 30 points last season, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. We have on our depth chart Mitchell Bowes, who has been growing tremendously this past season. He's a 2-star ability now and a 4.5-star potential. I want to be able to make room for him. He's a left defenseman as well. So I think we release Thompson so that we can get Mitchell Bowes in there, because he's really been growing very well this past year. I mean, look at his physical category. His agility went from 13 to 17 over the past 12 months. Then you have balance from 14 to 15, speed from 15 to 16, stamina getting up there from 13 to 15. And then mentally, his determination is going from 14 to 16, I believe that is. Team player going from 10 to, is that 14? Yeah. Offensively, he's growing as well, getting open, going from 13 to 15. Puck handling going from 14 to 16. Offensive read going from 15 to 16. So point is, he is growing very well, and I think I would like to see how he does in the NHL next season. Hitting went from 9 to 11. Positioning went from 13 to 14. Yeah, I think I want to see what he's about at the NHL level, because I believe what I saw on a previous patch update is that they've changed it so that player defensive ratings will have a much harder time getting better if they're not playing at the top level that they're capable of playing at, right? So I think we should give Mitchell Bowes a good look at least. And assuming he simulates well, especially offensively, he seems like an offensive guy, then I would like to, be able to have him on the roster as much as possible, giving him as much ice time as possible as well. So I think we'll be releasing Thompson, and then Sieg Larson. He wants 4.3 for 3 years. I mean, that's not bad given his level of production. He had 40 points this past season, 62 grade, only 55 hits. He's not much of a hitter, but I do like the way he produces. He had 11 points this past playoffs, 12 in the previous playoffs when we won the cup. Great puck handler at 19, passings at 17, offensive read is at 18. So I think, I want to re-sign him, but honestly, I just don't know if we can. Like, we are not going to be in a good position next year as far as the cap goes. I mean, as it is, we're already going to have to unload one of these guys up here, right? So, yeah, I don't know if we can offer Larson. As is, I don't even know if we can offer Ruggiero, and I really want to offer Ruggiero, but the financial situation is not pretty heading into next season. But what's also good to keep in mind is that the top 5 of the draft this year is really good. 5-star potential, 5-star potential, 4.5-star, 4.5-star, 4-star. Now, given 3 of them are goaltenders, but still you have a center and a winger there that if we manage to trade one of these guys, obviously not Dennis, probably not Tomek, but we're going to need to give up one of these guys regardless due to the salary cap. So if we could somehow manage to trade into the top 5 by shopping one of them and then see what we get back, like see what teams offer us, and if there's any teams that are in the bottom 5 of the league, then I think that's something we should strongly consider. Because it's not often we see a draft like this, especially with 2 5-star potential skaters in Jason Reichens and Nicholas Giroux. So I think with that being said, we'll advance to the 23rd. All right, we're on June 23rd. Let's check the signing deadlines. I think I will sign Andreas, and he's 21, 1.5-star talent, 2.5-star potential. Yeah, I'll offer him. I think I'll ignore everybody else, though. And then there's also Martin Mrazek, who's a 2-star talent now, 3-star potential, 19 years of age. Last year in his current league, he had 26 points in 47 games played, 81 grade. So I think I want to get him over here to North America. So we'll also sign Martin Mrazek. All right, and now it's time for the awards ceremony. For the Ted Lindsay, you have Jack Hughes of New Jersey, currently 35 years of age. He had 43 goals and 98 points this season. For the Art Ross, you have Adam Nemetz of Utah, 42 goals, 100 points. For the Maurice Richard, you have Cole Eiserman of Boston with 46 goals, 81 points. For the Lady Bing, you have Bedrick Kmela of the Minnesota Wild with 29 goals and 73 points. For the Bill Masterton, you have Matvei Gryden of Buffalo, 37 goals, 74 points. For the Mark Messier Leadership Award, it is Cole Moorhead of Montreal, who is on a minimum deal. 2 goals and 11 points in 57 games played, 55 grade, 29 hits. I'm not sure I will ever understand how that award is handed out. He's got a 10 leadership rating. That is beyond me how the Mark Messier Leadership Award is given out in this game. And then the Jennings Trophy goes to Yaroslav Novak of Tampa with the 901 save percentage and the 2.69 goals against average. And for the Hart Trophy between Michael Misa, Jack Hughes, and Connor Bedard, it is Jack Hughes of New Jersey. For the Conn Smythe, you have Michael Misa, 25 points in 22 games played. For the Calder between Chris Apperson, Ivan Getzelev, and Taylor Ronti, it is Ivan Getzelev of Vegas with 51 points. And for the Norris between Dermot Johnston, Caden Allen, and Kevin Korchinski, it is Kevin Korchinski of Tampa with 64 points. For the Selkie between Eugene Watkins, Rawan Biashov, and Brett Olson, it is Eugene Watkins of Boston with 41 points. For the Vezina between Ryerson Leenders, Gabriel Dyke, and Parker Snell, it is Parker Snell of San Jose with a 921 save percentage and 2 shutouts. For the GM of the year between Daniel Briere, Kyle Dubas, and John Rosso, is John Rosso of Tampa. For the Jack Adams between Kurt Lane, Jim Slater, and John Hines, it is Kurt Lane of Tampa. Okay, so we have a trade proposal from LA involving Sergei Ivanov, who we're not going to be re-signing anyway. They want to give us Pat Souter, 22 years of age, a 1.5-star ability, 1.5-star potential, so nothing special, but it's better than nothing, so complete trade. I do want to keep Ruggiero. I want to at least make an effort to keep Ruggiero. I was only able to get him down to 2.78 for 3 years. I don't know if we're going to be able to afford that. It's just that he's been good over the past couple of seasons, you know, along with tandem with Vinny. But I don't know if we can afford to be paying a combined 6 or 7 mil between our goaltenders, because we're already above the cap ceiling as is going into next season. Let's see, we're at 91 million right now. And according to this, at least, our current cap space is at 5.3. It moves to negative 2.2 for next season, meaning we're gaining 7 mil. Yeah, there's no way. We might have to move a few players here, to be honest. Oh boy, this might be ugly. This offseason might be really ugly. I got to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't think we'd afford Ruggiero. It sucks, but I don't think we can afford him. This is going to be a very interesting offseason. Yeah, I guess we just go ahead to July 1st here. There's not really much else to do. And here's the 35-36 season summary. We reached the playoffs, had a winning season and a winning percentage of 600 or better. Longevity bonus of 11, financial health bonus of 1, total season score of 31, total career score so far of 331. And I guess I will continue working on some of these coaching ratings. I will get physical, offensive, and defensive training all up to 9. Oh, well, it seems we are going to be forced to find a new head coach as Rod Brindamore has retired. And apparently he's now named Jeff Crisp. Yep, we are going to need a new coach as we head into year number 13. But first, let's take a look at our roster, see what we need. We have Vinny and Andreasen in goal. On defense, you have Dennis, Willander, Cole, Villeneuve, Prudhomme, Reed, Mrazek, and Bose. And then at forward, you have Bjork, Tomek, Benberg, Nadeau, Artamanov, Marinochkin, Ryabkin, Kyla, Arvidsson, Wickstrom, Kozlov, Cataford, and Souter. I'll send down Souter for right now. And despite all the players that we just had to release in Ruggiero, Thompson, Ottman, DeRuio, Dean, Larson, and Reed, we are currently at 91.1 million on the salary cap. We are definitely going to have to trade somebody here at the draft. And we cannot even think about signing anybody else until that happens. So I think this is a good place to end things off here. But of course, before we end things off, I want to thank our channel members for being so supportive. As always, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And with that, I will end things off here. And in the next one, we will figure out what we're doing in what is likely to be a pretty chaotic offseason for your New York Rangers.